Hi folks, Total Sales Solutions in Jackson, Mississippi, where we sell diesel trucks, sell lots of them. You know, I don't know how Dan comes up with these trucks, but every time he calls me to come and list one, I mean, it's different and it's cool. Today we're going to list a really, really nice truck. If you've been wanting a diesel truck, watch this ad and watch what we have to say about it, because this is a great truck. It's going to be a great buy. It's a 2003 Ford F250 turbo diesel. It's only got 204,000 miles on it, but it belonged to a company here in town that took immaculate care of it, been serviced and maintained. It's got a brand new high pressure oil pump on it. It's got a new Y pipe. I mean, it's just been maintained. Sitting on a really nice set of Firestones, no paint work, just looks good. Doesn't need any paint work, not chipped and dinged and binged. So come on, we'll look at it.
It's an XLT, it's not a work truck or anything.
No, see it, look here. Look how pretty the paint is. Up under here, it's a local Jackson, Mississippi truck. Been here all of its life.
Wheels aren't corroded and scuffed. And
look at this. Look at the windows, door locks, tilt, cruise, stereo. I mean, it's
keyless entry, automatic headlights.
Well equipped.
Equipped, not stripped.
Yeah, got a
power pedals, CD, cassette,
radio,
cold air.
Look how new these perfect these seats are.
We didn't insert these seats. This is just how they come in.
I don't know how they took this
headliner's care of it. Good.
Well, the carpets are brand new, son. The headliner looks perfect. Doesn't have any odors in it, no cigarette odors or any of that. The windshield's perfect. Just a really nice truck. Trucks like this are hard to find, folks. Diesel trucks, this is your model and all that you can sell in the price range that this truck's going to be sold in. Believe me, they're just virtually impossible to find. See the line on the truck here?
Got the extra leaf for towing, spare.
Show this line on the truck. Never been hauled, stuff's not been hauled, the bed's not beat up.
Got the fifth wheel rails if you need them.
Spares under it like it's supposed to, which is unusual. I said, Dan, this was
got parking sensors.
Tailgate works. I said a minute ago it had never had any paint work, and I don't see any. Dan frowned at me. Well, Dan, we didn't know this truck its whole life, but I don't see any paint work it's ever had, and I certainly don't see any that it needs. This is a great truck. It is straight-sided. You can look up under here. Look at these panels.
This Southern truck, there's no rust.
It's been in the city its whole life. It's not picked up and beat up. The interior is immaculate.
Glove box.
Back on?
Yeah, it's back on.
Okay, we had to change batteries. Folks, I'm telling you, I mean, we sold hundreds and hundreds and more hundreds of these trucks, and you can't find this year model of truck and a truck in this price range, a diesel truck for like this. They don't exist. I mean, look how clean it is. Look in these compartments. Look in the glove box. Here's your manual. The dash is not cracked. The headliner is beautiful. These sun visors are not sagging. I mean, it's just a great truck. I like this truck. Tight under here, obviously no issues. You know when you see these Firestone tires, these are not cheap tires. Somebody's taking care of their truck. Just a good truck, folks. If you need a truck for your farm to pull your boat, a work truck, if you just need a truck, man, this is perfect. Plus, you're not going to have to rob the bank to buy it. All the depreciation's out of it. Promise you, whoever buys this truck, you keep it just like it is, 5 years from now, you make money on it. Call me up. Hopefully, I'll still be around then and say, well, I lost $200, but I drove it 5 years. That's the kind of value that you can get in this truck. And it will do anything that a brand new one will do that they're going to charge you $60,000 for it. Makes no sense to me. All that said, it's a great truck. It's a one-owner truck owned by a business here in town that used it, maintained it impeccably. It's a 2003 Ford F250 turbo diesel XLT, sitting on a good set of Firestone tires, not beat up in any way. Glass is all good, heavily equipped, windows, door locks, tilt cruise and stereo, rides and drives the very best, spares underneath it. Folks, this is going to be a bargain. It's going to be a value. If you've been thinking you wanted a diesel truck and couldn't afford it, watch this one. Thanks so much for watching this video, folks. We do appreciate it. Look forward to visiting with you about this truck, seeing you here in Jackson, Mississippi. Thank you.
Hi folks, Dan Dale here. You've been listening to my dad talk about this truck. I'm going to take you on a test drive. Before I do, I just want to show you a couple things. First of all, we didn't clean under the hood. This is just how it came in. So you can see maybe a little dust, no big deal, but it's not covered in oil and funk and grease and everything else. But look how clean everything is under here. I mean, like I said, it's got a new high pressure oil pump. It's got a new Y pipe. Even little stuff like this shroud, this is just a guard for the fan, and most of the time they're gone, but it's still here. Even this little piece that usually the Power Stroke V8 emblem's gone, and it's still there. Just a super clean truck. Main thing I wanted to show you though, of course, no blow by. I don't even see a wisp of smoke. Smoke's not a big deal as long as it's not puffing though, but you can see, main thing is set the cap down on it, it doesn't blow off. That means there's no blow by. Blow by is engine compression getting past the piston rings and into the crankcase. It's not necessarily the sign of a bad engine, but it's a sign of wear that this truck doesn't have. And before you ask, yes, it's warmed up. Because you know, a lot of times you can check blow by on a cold engine and it'll look perfect, but when it warms up, if it's got it, it may go to doing it. But this one don't do it hot or cold. But anyway, we'll hop in now, take it for a spin. Alright, we're in the truck. I'll show you a few things. Of course, you can see power pedals. That turns off your rear parking sensors if you want. You can turn off the passenger airbag, CD and cassette. I don't have any CDs or cassettes, but the radio works, so we know that much. I know the cruise works. It's got automatic headlights. The only thing I know of on this truck that doesn't work are these power mirrors. They don't do anything, and I have not checked the fuse or this switch yet, and about 90% of the time that's the problem, especially when neither one works. Now if one worked and one didn't, then I'd say, you know, maybe one mirror's bad, but odds are we'll have that fixed before the end of the sale. But in case we don't, I want you to bid to assume we forget about it, don't fix it, whatever, and that way, you know, if it's fixed, it'll be a bonus. But honestly, I mean, you're going to set the mirrors and that's where they're going to be. It's not like people adjust their side mirrors all the time. But anyway, even the little elastic strap is not sagging down. Usually they're hanging down and stuff. Got the mirror on the other side. Got the cup holder. What I like, you can flip up the center console and have 3 across, front and rear, which is handy. And I've driven this truck. I drove it for about a week because I sold my King Ranch and hadn't bought another truck yet and was in between trucks for about a week. And this is what I ended up driving. So when I tell you this is a good truck, it's a good truck. Cruise works. The air is ice cold. You'll have to excuse my shaky camera work. I'm filming with one hand and driving with the other on some of the worst roads in the city of Jackson. Not that there's a lot of good roads, but anyway, don't let the shaky camera work bother you. In person, the truck ride's great, and one thing you can take away from all these potholes and stuff, there's not a bunch of clunks and bangs and stuff. The front end's tight, goes down the road like it should. It has a, I'm pretty sure, checking for rock pecks, new windshield in it. Now Dad said one owner. I'm not 100% sure it's a one owner. Dad just had a heart attack last week. He's kind of out of it, so and don't really even need to be doing videos, but kind of needs to get out of the house too. So anyway, heck, even the little trim around the tow haul button is there. Most of the time that's long gone. This truck goes down the road like it should, and thanks to that new Y pipe, because they're bad about leaking, and they don't leak bad, and most people don't realize their Y pipe's leaking. They just think, well, that's just a diesel making noise. Well, actually it's not. Your Y pipe's leaking, because once you've ridden in a truck with a new Y pipe and you realize how quiet these 6-liter Power Strokes can be, then you understand the difference. But this truck is super quiet, engine's super quiet. You know, if you went to a shop and said, give me a high pressure pump and a Y pipe, you know, you probably spend a couple grand quick. So, like I said, they've been over it. It is a 6-liter Power Stroke diesel. Let's get that out of the way. You may have heard bad stuff about them, but honestly, the key to these 6.0s, you got to keep them serviced. You got to change the oil every 5,000 miles. You got to change the fuel filters every other oil change, and you have to use Motorcraft parts because they won't release their patent on their filter design. So anyway, you do that, and these things can run forever with just, you know, basic maintenance, and take care of them. And this one's obviously been taken care of. Now, the one thing I would highly recommend that has not been done, it is not EGR deleted. We've stopped doing that just as a matter of course, because, you know, some trucks go to areas with emissions testing, and we don't know beforehand where the truck, who's going to buy it. So, but I would highly recommend either deleting the EGR cooler or putting a bulletproof one in, and that will remove the main weak spot that has given 6.0s such a bad reputation, because they, over time, eventually they'll crack and they'll start letting water into the engine, and then, you know, water doesn't compress, you blow a head gasket. Now this one's fine, it's not using any coolant, we checked that, but if you're not in a place where they test emissions, I would delete it. If you are, I would spend a little extra money, get the bulletproof one. Or there's several options. I'm not going to discuss them on this video, but it's better, just call me, 601-376-9869. I'll talk about what the options are, and they go from real cheap to fairly cheap. I mean, it's not an expensive job to do. So, like I said, I'm not discussing it on a public video, but just call me and I can go over the options for that. If you want to fly in here to Jackson, Mississippi International Airport, we'll pick you up at the airport and we'll bring you back to my office here in Jackson and do the paperwork and feedback stuff, and let you get on the road. Or if, you know, you're like a lot of our customers from the Northeast, from the Midwest, buying a truck from down here because we got good prices on rust-free trucks, then we understand you may not have time to spend several days driving or flying down and then driving home. So if that's you, don't let the idea of shipping scare you off. I mean, that's part of the reason we do these videos, so you can see them going down the road. And if you look online at shipping prices, don't let the prices scare you off, because depending on where you're at, we can save you as much as half off. The reason is most of these guys you find online aren't shippers, they're brokers. And they'll charge you hundreds of dollars up front, and they call it a deposit, but all it really is their broker's fee for arranging for someone else to haul your truck. Well, they all use this one website that's not open to the public, and we're on that website. We spend a couple grand a year to be on it, so we can offer you wholesale rates on shipping. We don't charge a markup or a fee or anything. It's a free service to our customers. Although for 50 bucks we'll do it for you if you're not our customer, but we'd rather you be our customer, we'll do it for free. So if you're interested, let me know. Shoot me a text, 601-376-9869 with your zip code, and I will get you a good ballpark figure on shipping. And if you're anywhere near Dallas or Houston or Atlanta or pretty much anywhere in the state of Florida, I can get you a real good deal on shipping. Now, the one thing to keep in mind with this corona stuff going on, usually it takes a few days. But there's a chance, depending on, if you're off the beaten path compared to Mississippi and one of the shipping routes, I should say, it could take a little longer. So part of that, though, depends on how much you want to pay. I can get you a good deal. Say I can get you it shipped to you for $300. Well, if you're in a hurry, I might post it for $400 and make it worth somebody's while to drive out of their way to either pick it up or drop it off. So there's lots of options. If you have any questions about it, just call me, 601-376-9869, and I'll be glad to talk to you about what the options are as far as shipping and how long it'll take and everything. But if you have any questions about the truck, give me a call. If you want to talk price, make an offer, any of that, just call me. Before I go, let me show you the dash. You can see there's no lights lit, no service or warning or engine lights, none of that. I like to show the dash after I've been driving a while, because it's easy to hook your scan tool up and kill a warning light, take a picture and say, oh look, no lights. But if there's a problem and you haven't fixed it, then as soon as you go to driving, that light's going to come right back on. So you can see for yourself, no lights lit, all the gauges reading up normal, good pressures where they should be, even after we've been driving 10 minutes. So anyway, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, call me. Appreciate you watching the video. Look forward to seeing you here in Jackson, Mississippi. Thank you.